Welcome to my channel. This is Ilya, and today I'm going to be talking about this Voigtlander Nocton Classic 35mm lens. When I took this lens out of the box, the first thing that stood out to me is the build quality. This lens truly looks like an expensive piece of glass. Despite its compact size, this 35mm has a really nice weight to it, and it sits very well on my Sony a7 III body. The focus ring has a very nice feel, which makes it easy to manually focus with this lens. The lens hood is made out of metal, and I could tell if the lens actually falls on the ground, it will protect the lens from breaking apart, which is kind of cool because I feel like a lot of lens hoods these days are so plasticky. It really is a well-designed lens, and overall I'd probably give this lens 10 out of 10 in terms of build quality. This Nocton Classic lens offers an image rendering of a vintage lens and should definitely be valued for its uniqueness opposed to a perfect optical performance. Despite the fact that this lens has a 1.4 aperture, I would not recommend shooting all the way wide open. Simply put, it just doesn't produce the sharpest image. I do recommend stopping it down by at least 1 or 2 stops in order to get a little bit of a better performance. Now let's talk a little bit more about the bokeh. Many of you probably are asking, it is a 1.4 lens. Does it actually render a good bokeh? And I'd say yes and no at the same time. That's where this lens has a little bit more character compared to modern day lenses. Its bokeh not as buttery and not as smooth. It is a little busier than your normal G master lens. In order to get that perfect bokeh in the background, you really have to position your subject properly and really know what you're doing in terms of lighting. It does take a little bit of a skill to achieve perfection. To sum it up, I probably wouldn't purchase this lens because of its bokeh, but more for the characteristic of this lens and its image imperfections. Focusing is where this lens truly lacks in my opinion, especially when compared to modern day lenses. It is a fully manual lens. It does become hard to nail your focus. Despite the fact that it is an E-mount lens and it transfers EXIF data, it also provides you with a focus magnification. Even with that feature, I failed to nail focus quite a few times. You have no idea how many times I ended up being disappointed simply because I didn't nail focus. So now you're probably asking yourself, what is the best use scenario for this type of lens? In my opinion, shooting video is where this lens truly shines. With precise focusing ring, focus magnification, and peaking activated on your camera, you could pull focus pretty nicely while shooting video. Unfortunately, I wouldn't say the same about photography. Don't get me wrong, I'd probably still use this lens for shooting photography, but it probably wouldn't be my go-to choice for a prime 35. Just being honest with you guys. To sum it up, this Voigtlander lens is a pretty well-built piece of glass that offers plenty of character when shooting photo and video. If you're used to shooting with Sony lenses primarily, I would be careful before purchasing this lens. In fact, I'd probably recommend renting it first just to see how much you like it before spending the actual $600. There's a lot of options these days for this same amount of money. You should know what you're going for, and it does come down to a personal preference and the image character that you're looking for. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'd like to remind you to press the like button and subscribe to my channel. Your support really helps with the YouTube ranking and only encourages me to produce more quality content like this. Thank you for watching, guys. Until the next video, peace.